Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Saturday, May 30th, 2026, and today's construction is a collaboration between Malaika, Handa, and Erik, Agard. Erik, an experienced constructor of many dozens of puzzles. Malaika, I think this is her 8th or 9th for the New York Times. I think all or mostly themeless, but her first Saturday. Malaika and Erik have collaborated once before, so this is their second joint contribution. And it's a Saturday, so we'll expect a themeless grid with lots of wordplay, trickery, and misdirection. And, well, let's see what they've got for us for today's puzzle for Saturday, May 30th from Malaika, Handa, and Erik Agard. Let's see. Man's name that, like Otto, is also an Italian number. Is uno a name? Due? Tre? Tre, maybe, but not spelled like that. Cinco says. Might be uno, but I don't know. What else? Missing unexpectedly, probably AWOL. Time's up, and so it's not time apostrophe s, time is up, but time's up maybe measures the time of, or it also could be more punny than that. I'm not sure. Vet's report. And this could be a veterinarian or a veteran. And so I'm not sure which one we're looking for here. Poogle or Psy Bunny. I don't know what any of that is. Movie trailer narrator's first words. Often. I want like this summer or something like that, but nuclide, for example, I don't know. Abraded could mean worn down, something like that. Fabric debuted by DuPont in the 1940s with an O, if AWOL is correct. Don't know. Olympic golf gold medalist blank co. Linda? Coming soon? No. Prominent ingredient in a Taiwanese chicken soup. I don't know. A switcheroo. Flying blank. Train between Mumbai and Surat. I should know this, and I don't. Do not blank. Touch. Oof. Okay, swarm. Could be a noun or a verb. Could be something like a host. How does that work? Possible, but I just don't know. Switcheroo. No, I don't know. Could be, though. Rodent that lives in South American marshes. South American rodent. Is that a capybara? Fits. A whiz. Or to whiz. Does this help anything here? No. A swarm could be an army. Do not flying switcheroo. Not sure though. Let's keep going. Roti alternative, probably non. Mid-East yogurt dip eaten with pita. I think this is labne. I hope this is how it's spelled. This does look like oh, maybe not. I was going to say it does look like Linda, but then this does not look right. The DL there. Fabric, eh? What else could this be? This has to be a vowel. I can't think of any consonant that would go here. Prominent ingredient in a Taiwanese chicken soup. No, acknowledges in a way, nods to or nods at. French or sliced haircut. A bob, maybe? French bob? Sliced bob? I really don't know, but it fits. Strapped for cash, probably broke. Okay, let's check this stack of, 13 letter entries in the middle here. Old political slogan of the women's suffrage and labor movements. No. No more games. Drinks popular among bodybuilders. I really want this to be protein shakes. Certainly some kind of shakes. Protein would fit if this was not capybara, so I'm not sure. What happens if it is protein shakes? Early hours, maybe the AMs, the anti-meridian hours of the day prior to noon. Evening call to kids playing in the yard. Dinner, probably. Like Cheerios vis-a-vis Lucky Charms, say, and probably whatever this comparative is, it's going to end in IER. Peaceful, so to speak. Maybe Zen? Singer Jessie with the hit 2020 album Before Love Came to Kill Us. Is this Jessie Reyes? Is that a thing? Wiz. A pro? O-tier? Like Cheerios vis-a-vis Lucky Charms. O-tier, maybe? Bread and... Maybe it's not bread. No more games. Playtime's over. Okay, that works. Some kind of rat? Bread does look okay here. Color effect of a lunar eclipse. I don't know. Italian sparkling wine, probably Prosecco. Quintana Roo, the easternmost of Mexico's 31 states. Pearl clutching prudery or something like that. Organization that includes the Forest Service. Well, U.S. something, I think. Department of Agriculture? No, that wouldn't make sense. Parks Department? U.S. Parks Department? Bloop? Why bloop? High-ranking women in The Handmaid's Tale. Wives? Express misgivings. To express misgivings. Like Marilyn Monroe's beauty mark. Iconic? Pearl clutching. Could be prudish. So in pearl clutching, not as a quasi-noun, but as a quasi-adjective. Popular export from Islay or Speyside. I think these are Scotch whiskies. Wicked director John M. Chu. Rolling in it. Rich, probably. And we had rich and then broke as well at 30 down, so kind of corresponding clues there. Osaka's island. Oh, I don't know the name of that island, but Hongju or something? Honju? I don't know. Some kind of moon. This is probably demur then, to express misgivings, to demur. Honchu? Oh, aunts. Honshu. Okay. Blood Moon. Gotcha. Okay, and it is the Department of Agriculture. Bread and what? They hold roasts. Oven racks? No, we want a plural. Oven something. Right? What's represented by a jiggled thumbs up in sign language? Jiggled thumbs up. 10? Yeah, nods at the number 10. Okay, fine. And we have Zen and 10 right beside each other too here. Agency issued rules for short. Well, probably this is an S? Maybe not, though. Perpetual homebody. I don't know what the pun is there. Mutual aid event that originated in 1920s Harlem. Some kind of community event. See what I mean? I don't know. Oven, they hold roasts. Oven pans? Prosperous period. A boom? Oven. Does boom work here? Personality test co-inventor Isabel Briggs Myers? Is this Myers-Briggs? Settings for some residents for short. Settings. Emergency rooms or operating rooms, maybe? Mammal with webbed feet. An otter? Make a delivery in a way. Make a delivery in a way. Orate? Yeah, okay, and this ends up being ERs, emergency rooms. Gatherings with grills and grills. A tailgate party, I think, is what we want there. Oven bags. Okay, very good. Some kind of party. Ballet, term from the French for folded, is plié. Part of a cabinet that's made overseas. Surely this is not a furniture-related question. Surely this is a political question, right? Popcorn holders. What? Holders. Popcorn holders. Word used in conditional coding. Probably else. If this, then this, or else. Not or else, but if this, else, this. I think that's what we want. Perpetual homebody, a snail that carries their home around with them. See what I mean? See what I mean? Get me? Agency issued rules or regulations, regs. Get me? Is this a rent party? Part of a cabinet that's made overseas, a minister. Why? Made overseas, a minister. I guess just there are... Why overseas? We have ministers in cabinets here. Overseas. I don't get the overseas part of this. Popcorn holders, tins, I guess, and a rent party. Okay. Bread and... I don't know. Music recording space informally. Not a studio? Music recording space. Last name in magazine publishing. '14 historical drama in which Stephen James plays the civil rights activist John Lewis. I know who John Lewis is, but I don't know about this. Do I? Is this Selma? Some gift shop merch? T-shirts? Could be Selma. Low-level cloud. A stratus cloud. Time's up. Princess, played by Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday. Anne? It's the only thing I can think of that fits in 3 letters. Fresh rolls, for example. Why is this in caps? Why is this capitalized? Fresh rolls, for example. Google, or are these Neopets? That could be. And then what if it is Anne? Time's up. Former SNL comic blank Yang. Bowen, I think. Bowen Yang. Last name. Oh, Condé Nast. Is that right? Semi-professional. Oh, time's up. At the plate. At bats. Right. Students might get credit from them. Might get credit from them. AP classes? Is that all? Bread and roses? Semi-professional, not someone who's halfway between an amateur and a professional, but a professional who drives a semi. Is a Teamster. Fresh Rolls. Oh, Fresh Rolls Royce is a new car. Okay, and this is stew. Apparently a informal way of saying studio that I've never heard of. All right, fine. If this is not Linda Co., what else could it be? Fabric. Debuted by DuPont. Swamp rat? A rodent that lives in... That could work. A swarm, or to swarm. Don't know if swamp rat is correct, but... Vet's report. Something story? Nuclide, for example, an atom? Does that work with this? Maybe worn isn't correct? Let's try atom, because I don't have a better... Lydia. Oops. In a world? Nail? Permanent ingredient in Taiwanese chicken soup. Braided, worn. Switcheroo. Oh, right. What was this? Flying ninja? No. Could this be pet story or dog story or cat story? Do not erase. War story. Vet's report, a war story. So a veteran, not a veterinarian. Tray? Maybe it is tray. Flying. Switcheroo. A twist? Swarm. A team? Flying Rania? Twist. Could be in a story, a twist, a switcheroo. Could be. I'm not convinced of all of this. Oh, actually, that's not correct at all because this was team was not spelled properly here. Okay, so swarm. Swarm. Which I'm not sure of that either. War story and in a world are gonna be correct. None is correct. And AWOL, I think, then probably has to be correct too. Just not seeing. Could this be anything other than atom? Nuclide, for example. Braided. Worn down. I mean, this looks like it's going to be Orlan. Nuclide. I really don't see what this could be. What is this? Swarm. To swarm. To overwhelm. To... or a swarm, a host, an army, oh, to team. Okay. Maybe we're back on track here. This could be Rani. Sesame nail. I don't know what any of that is, but is that correct? No. Okay. Sesame oil. Abraded, not passive, but active. War like this. And then Orlan. Okay. Okay. That worn. Just that. Yeah, that had me backwards. That 5 down that I filled in quite quickly, actually. But I wasn't thinking of something that has been abraded, has been worn. Something, if you abraded something, you wore it down. I was not thinking of the active tense of that, and that really screwed me up in this. Sesame oil, of course, I recognize. Delicious ingredient. Yeah, so, okay, let's take a look at some of these. So this ended up being tray, which is interesting. I don't really see the name tray spelled like this, but obviously if you're looking from a homophonic perspective, yes, tray can be a word. Usually I see T-R-E-Y. fine, I guess. Vet's report ends up being a war veteran and not a veterinarian. And so that would be a war story. Time's up is a baseball clue. Time's up to bat, up at the plate, or at bats, all the times that you have where you are up. A Neopet reference, always a little bit obscure. I don't know how any younger solvers are supposed to get that. In a world where blah, 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 definitely common first words. Fresh Rolls Royce would be a new car. Sesame oil, jeez. And swarm, I had team, I had the wrong kind of team here. We want this kind of team, the verb, to team, to swarm. Whiz end up being a pro. This is a French bob or sliced bob, not heard of those. Not heard of studio, being shortened to stew. But a great middle stack here of 13-letter entries. Bread and Roses, the women's suffrage and labor movements. No More Games, Playtime's Over, and Protein Shakes, which I'm glad I went with my hunch on that and erased whatever I had before. I don't remember where it was. Zen and 10, sort of back to back here at 39 and 40 across, are cool.
No, it's a Toyota Camry. Oh, Camry. Oh, nice. I like it.
A rent party, a mutual aid event, again, a community gathering, I think, if I recall correctly, that helps people who are unable to pay rent. Grills and Grills is fun for a tailgate. Part of a cabinet that's made overseas. I still don't necessarily understand the overseas part of this. Certainly we have ministers in cabinet, or maybe they don't in the US. We do in Canada, but maybe they're referring to British cabinets which have ministers, and maybe they don't in the US. Maybe that's what's going on there. This is Honshu Island, and these residents are doctors who might operate in emergency rooms. This is the Flying Rani. Rani means queen in Hindi, but also in the Gujarati language, where Surat is. Do Not Erase. I don't know why I didn't see that right away. The fabric is Orlon. This is not Linda, but Lydia Co. So close, and yet not that close. Semi-professional is a professional driving a semi. That's a Teamster. This ends up being a swamp rat, and not a rodent of unusual size. We have Nan and Labne sort of crossing each other here, which is pretty fun. Jessie Ray is a Canadian singer, I believe, from Brampton. Otier is one of these pretty crosswordies kind of things, to have Oti and Otier. Blood Moon here is an interestingly clued color effect. I guess it is a color effect. I would have went with the nickname of the lunar eclipse more appropriately, but fine. Dinner is that's a good throwback to childhood days. Pearl clutching, we want not the noun pearl clutching, doing some pearl clutching like that, but someone, a pearl clutching kind of person, you might describe as prudish. This is not wives, but aunts in The Handmaid's Tale. I haven't read it yet, actually. I should, but I'm, enough from popular culture. Perpetual homebody is someone who carries their home around with them, a snail. Otters appear in the grid quite a lot. And we have these paired clues not paired, but sort of closely related clues. Strapped for cash at 30 down is broke, whereas rolling in it at 51 down is rich. So a good Saturday grid by Malaika, Handa, and Erik Agard. If you enjoyed my solve of this one, please leave me a thumbs up so I know. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit the subscribe button. You'll get those notifications. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.